Been watching the Paranormal Activity franchise for the Halloween season. And in this video, I have Paranormal Activity 3, which is probably my favorite of the franchise. Paranormal Activity 3 is a found footage prequel set mainly in 1988 that shows how the long-running haunting of sisters Katie and Christy began. And the film frames the story through home video and VHS recordings as the girl's stepfather, his friend Randy, and his girlfriend try to document increasingly disturbing supernatural events centered on an invisible entity the children call Toby. The narrative follows escalating nighttime phenomena where the dad attempts to record and control the situation with cameras, and the natural revelation that the family's history involves older generations and occult influence sets up the events of the earlier films in the series. And the film turns the trope of the imaginary friend into a source of evil, using the sisters' childlike interactions to make possession feel intimate and perverse. Paranormal Activity 3 emphasizes inherited trauma and cyclical patterns where the haunting is not a one-off invasion but something tied to family rituals and lore, suggesting evil passed down through generations. And by using camcorders, baby monitors, and VHS tapes, the film explores the gap between seeing and intervening, where the recorded evidence is used as proof but fails to protect the victims, heightening dread through watching this footage. In the 1980s setting and period technology create a mournful nostalgia that the film exploits to unsettle you, turning familiar domestic details into a path for fear. Chloe Senguri and Jessica Tyler Brown as young Katie and Christy anchor this movie for me. Their performances are crucial as they sell the switch from playful sisters to vessels of something uncanny, combining naturalistic childhood behavior with unsettling stillness or cruelty when the entity uses influence. And I've always said this, and I could be wrong, but Katie and Christy in this movie were like my version of the twin sisters in The Shining, like the little girls. And I say that as someone who has never seen The Shining. I want to see it, but I just haven't yet. And these two actresses in these roles were like my version of that trip when I was younger because of how much they scared me. And then I also think this movie is kind of better because now we have a name for this entity or this presence that's been haunting this franchise by the name of Toby. And so they're starting to like put the glue together like puzzle pieces. Like each movie we're starting to get little hints and little like more clues to what is going on. Like in this movie we find out more about the cult that could be connected to all of this. And the adults, especially the father figure who rigs the cameras, play realistic, progressively desperate roles that contrast with their children's instability. The measured reactions and natural panic help the escalation feel believable rather than melodramatic. The cast's restrained, improvised feeling delivery suits the found footage style, making reactions and small details like arguments, denial, and attempts at rationalization feel lived in and heightening suspense rather than undercutting it with theatrics. Directors Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman